Elon Musk, the 51-year-old billionaire business magnate and investor, is a widely recognized figure. His estimated net worth of approximately $210 billion positions him as the world's wealthiest individual, as per both the Bloomberg Billionaires Index and Forbes's Real-Time Billionaires list. Renowned for his technological brilliance, Musk is not only the mastermind behind Tesla but also the originator of SpaceX, a pioneering aerospace manufacturing and space transport services company established in 2002. Through SpaceX, he has overseen the creation of diverse products including the Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy launch vehicles, numerous rocket engines, the Cargo Dragon crew spacecraft, and the Starlink communications satellite. The Starlink project, which aims to provide global satellite internet access, has been a notable endeavor. Over time, this initiative has launched multiple missions into space, captivating the attention of space enthusiasts. Interestingly, some of these missions have encountered perplexing unidentified objects, sparking speculations about potential extraterrestrial encounters. Elon Musk recently disclosed an intriguing revelation. A SpaceX camera consistently captures footage of an extraordinarily massive and puzzling entity during their missions. The nature of this enigma remains uncertain, adding an aura of mystery to the already captivating space missions. Meanwhile, SpaceX's Starlink has significantly expanded access to satellite internet, covering 40 countries. The company's ambitious goal is to achieve global mobile service by 2023. The Starlink satellite constellation, launched in 2019, comprises over 3,000 small satellites in low Earth orbit, communicating with designated ground transceivers. This ambitious project envisions deploying up to 12,000 satellites, with a potential expansion to an astonishing 42,000 in the near future. Since June 2022, Starlink has effectively provided internet access to more than 500,000 subscribers. The complex development of these satellites is centered at SpaceX's facility in Redmond, Washington. This facility also houses the Starlink Research Center, manufacturing units, and orbit control teams. SpaceX invested approximately $10 billion in this decade-long project to establish, design, and deploy the satellite constellation. Despite its substantial cost, the company anticipates generating revenue exceeding $30 billion by 2025. However, astronomers have expressed concerns regarding the impact of these constellations on ground-based astronomy and the growing congestion in orbital space. In response, SpaceX has implemented various enhancements to the Starlink satellites to mitigate these concerns, particularly by reducing their brightness. Between February 2018 and 2022, SpaceX conducted an operational phase that involved launching approximately 2099 satellites into orbit. Notably, in March 2020, the company revealed its capability to manufacture 6 satellites per day. The internet service offered by Starlink outshines traditional satellite-based internet due to its global coverage that circumvents the ground-based infrastructure limitations. The primary objective is to furnish high-speed internet access to locations previously lacking adequate connectivity. Each individual Starlink satellite weighs approximately 260 kilograms and is designed for placement in low Earth orbit, hovering at an altitude of approximately 1,100 kilometers. The initial significant deployment took place in May 2019, involving 60 satellites, each weighing 227 kilograms. These satellites were positioned at a relatively low altitude of 550 kilometers due to concerns about the space environment. These satellites employ advanced technologies such as optical inter-satellite links, phased array beamforming, and digital processing in the Ku and Ka bands. Notably, the first batch of satellites lacked laser links, which were subsequently incorporated and successfully tested in late 2020. The deployment strategy for the initial 1440 satellites encompassed 72 orbital planes, each hosting 20 satellites. Future plans for Starlink entail utilizing the Starship, an upcoming SpaceX rocket with a significantly higher payload capacity. Elon Musk amusingly likened these satellites to small, flat UFOs. Starlink has now declared its exclusive reliance on the Starship as the launch vehicle for the more substantial Starlink version 2.0. During one of the satellite launches, keen-eyed viewers celebrating the remarkable achievement noticed an intriguing occurrence in the background. To the observers, the object bore resemblance to a colossal cigar and seemed to be traversing alongside the rocket. This isn't an isolated incident. SpaceX cameras frequently capture similar unidentified flying objects during rocket launches. On numerous occasions, enthusiasts have managed to document these peculiar and unexpected objects using pictures and screenshots from the footage. Quick thinking and vigilant observation have provided valuable evidence of these occurrences. Given the rapid motion of the objects and their fleeting appearance within the frame, their presence could easily have gone unnoticed if not for the observant audience. A considerable number of individuals who observed the cigar-shaped phenomenon were infused with excitement, and many were notably convinced that they had encountered a bona fide UFO. The images of this occurrence rapidly spread across the internet, igniting widespread curiosity about the peculiar cylindrical object present within the frame. While many experts lean towards attributing the object to space debris, the realm of alien enthusiasts and conspiracy theorists operates on a distinct wavelength, often defying conventional explanations. Given the recurring appearance of these anomalous objects in various space-related videos, this community displayed a reluctance to hastily dismiss the object as mere orbital refuse. The revelation of this enigmatic cylindrical entity traversing alongside the rocket acted as a catalyst for heightened vigilance among viewers. Not only have they embarked on meticulous re-examination of prior launch footage, but they're also eagerly anticipating the analysis of forthcoming launches to ensure no potential sightings of this imposing and mysterious object are overlooked. This is particularly significant considering the rather frequent occurrences of these unidentified flying objects in recent times. Shifting to another occurrence, back in April 2022, NASA and SpaceX collaborated successfully to launch 4 astronauts into orbit aboard the SpaceX Crew Dragon spacecraft. The launch proceeded with relatively few complications. However, a noteworthy incident emerged during the crew's journey to the International Space Station. The U.S. Space Command alerted the crew to a possible collision course with an unidentified object, altering the trajectory from uneventful to one of concern. Kelly Humphreys, a NASA spokesperson, noted that due to the immediacy of the situation, there wasn't enough time for a collision avoidance maneuver. SpaceX promptly advised the astronauts to secure their pressurized belts in case a collision occurred. The circumstances surrounding this potential collision were so time-sensitive that a calculated debris avoidance maneuver couldn't be executed with the necessary precision. Aaron Dick, a spokesperson for the U.S. Space Command, indicated that the proximity of the potential collision made it impossible to compute and execute a viable avoidance strategy confidently. It's interesting to note that the Pentagon informed NASA about the impending threat almost 7 hours subsequent to the spacecraft's launch. Upon conducting a more comprehensive analysis, the 18th Space Control Squadron concluded that there was, in fact, no impending conjunction threat, ensuring the safety of all astronauts aboard the spacecraft. The unidentified object's closest proximity was a mere 45 kilometers from the spacecraft, a distance not outright alarming but sufficiently close to evoke concern. Another incident that ignited a social media frenzy transpired in April 2022. A video clip depicting what appeared to be a swirling ball of light gliding over the Mauna Kea summit rapidly circulated, garnering numerous shares. Captured by a live stream camera affixed to the Subaru telescope around 5 p.m., the footage led many viewers to speculate about the nature of this phenomenon. A substantial portion of the audience hypothesized that it might be a flying vortex of sorts, potentially linked to an extraterrestrial spacecraft. However, experts like J.D. Armstrong, an education and outreach specialist at the University of Hawaii Institute for Astronomy, dispelled these speculative theories. Armstrong promptly clarified to online users that this occurrence was not in any way tied to an unidentified flying object or a clandestine visit by aliens. The enigmatic spectacle observed in the sky was attributed to the Falcon 9 rocket's upper stage, which had been launched by SpaceX earlier that same day from California's Vandenberg Space Force Base. Armstrong elucidated that the visual effect stemmed from the upper stage of the rocket, which appeared to spiral and tumble as it consumed its fuel. This motion resulted in a spiral pattern akin to that of a pinwheel firework against the backdrop of the sky. Evidently, appearances of unidentified objects in SpaceX camera footage aren't an unprecedented phenomenon. This phenomenon has a historical precedence. When the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket suffered an explosion during a test firing in 2016, keen UFO enthusiasts meticulously studied the video footage and identified a mysterious flying object in close proximity to the event. The footage, captured by the nonprofit video production company US Launch Report, was published on YouTube in September 2016 and quickly garnered attention from the alien enthusiast community. The object in question was indeed real, discernible as a dark entity flying across the screen just prior to and after the rocket's explosion. Given this scenario, the term UFO, standing for Unidentified Flying Object, aptly applied. While some enthusiastic conspiracy theorists floated ideas ranging from extraterrestrial objects to drone attacks, a more practical perspective emerged. Some suggested the object could be a bird, a flying insect, a frisbee, or even a distant airplane. Mike Wagner, a producer with US Launch Report, commented on the matter via a tweet, humorously noting that the UFO enthusiasts seemed unfamiliar with common birds. This, he stated, was a more plausible explanation. Upon further scrutiny of the video, a consensus grew that the alleged UFO was visible both before and after the explosion. Moreover, several other flying objects were identified in the distance, most likely birds. Additionally, a few insects were observed darting closer to the camera lens. SpaceX is not the sole entity that has recorded footage of these enigmatic cigar-shaped anomalies. It has come to light that multiple videos from space have documented such occurrences well before the SpaceX camera captured the unusual cylindrical phenomenon. Notably, NASA's footage has also showcased a similar unidentified object, drawing the attention of UFO enthusiasts. In a separate incident, these enthusiasts spotted yet another alien craft in close proximity to the International Space Station back in 2016. This object, with a shape reminiscent of a cigar, intrigued many observers. There was a prevailing belief that this elongated cylindrical alien vessel might have visited Earth on prior occasions. One dedicated alien observer, Scott Waring, who tirelessly scours the skies for such phenomena, discovered the object in NASA's space station feed. Scott was also the one to discern an uncanny similarity between this object and a presumed vehicle observed near the Space Shuttle Atlantis in 2006. However, akin to many other UFO sightings, the logical explanations that could account for these space objects often went unmentioned. Scott ardently maintains that the existence of extraterrestrial beings is a reality, periodically making appearances within our solar system. Describing his experience, he recounted his observation of a lengthy cylindrical object adrift alongside and just beneath the space station. This object appeared to be moving at a pace aligned with the International Space Station, although its transparency was noteworthy. Regrettably, his observation was abruptly cut short when the screen turned blue, a phenomenon he attributed to NASA's tendency to temporarily interrupt the feed whenever a UFO is inadvertently captured on camera. Additionally, he noted that this unusual cigar-shaped object evoked memories of the cylinder-shaped UFO and orbs documented on CNN in 2006, near the Space Shuttle Atlantis. It's interesting to note that during that particular incident, the cigar-shaped object was accompanied by 5 to 10 gray metal orbs, a detail conspicuously absent in this more recent sighting. This recurrent theme suggests that cigar-shaped objects appear to be a preferred design among unidentified entities interacting with space. Another instance that aligns with this theme involves a similarly cigar-like object named Oumuamua, which streaked through our solar system in 2017, exhibiting remarkable speed. Initially, astronomers grappled with the challenge of classifying it, yet they remained quite certain that this object was not an alien spacecraft. The unconventional shape and motion of the object did, however, incite some scientists to entertain the notion that Oumuamua might be indicative of extraterrestrial technology, possibly engaged in cosmic exploration. After all, it marked the first occasion of an object from another stellar system entering ours. Nonetheless, following meticulous analysis of the data, an international team of researchers reached a consensus that the available evidence did not lend itself to substantiating an alien interpretation. Formally designated as 1I 2017 U1, Oumuamua was discovered by Robert Warwick in collaboration with the Pan-STARRS telescope at the Haleakala Observatory in Hawaii on October 19, 2017. This discovery took place nearly 40 days subsequent to its closest approach to the Sun on September 9. Upon its initial detection, Oumuamua was situated approximately 30.3 million kilometers away from Earth, already in the process of receding from the Sun. This reddish-hued object was observed from October 14, 2016, to January 2, 2018, after which it faded beyond detection, eluding even the most potent telescopes. Astronomers estimated Oumuamua's length to be about 800 meters. Co-leader of the research team and University of Maryland astronomer, Matthew Knight, articulated that their primary discovery was the congruence of Oumuamua's characteristics with those of a natural origin, thereby rendering the idea of an alien origin unsubstantiated. Any notion of an abrupt and inexplicable alteration in its trajectory would indeed have necessitated a more rigorous investigation into the alien spacecraft hypothesis. The name Oumuamua, derived from the native Hawaiian language, translates to a messenger from afar arriving first. Knight underscored the challenge in classifying this object within conventional categories like comets or asteroids. Instead, the researchers favored a more inclusive classification, the term object. Researchers postulated that Oumuamua likely originated in a distant star system and was journeying through interstellar space. Its slight deviation from a trajectory solely influenced by the Sun's gravitational force might be attributed to an inconspicuous emission of gas from its surface. Although this emission would suggest a comet-like nature, it was far too faint to be detected, and Oumuamua lacked the distinctive characteristics of comets, such as a dust tail or gas jet. The researchers posited that Oumuamua potentially represents a planetesimal, a fundamental building block of planets or a fragment thereof, forged in a distant star system. Its precise composition, however, remains elusive, leaving questions about whether it constitutes a rock, contains metal, or incorporates other elements unanswered. As speculation persists, one must consider the intriguing possibility posed by UFO enthusiasts. What if their conjectures regarding these cigar-shaped entities hold merit? Could these objects transcend the realm of space debris or lifeless fragments, originating from remote corners of the cosmos? Ultimately, due to the inherent challenge of definitively identifying and categorizing these unidentified objects, the truth behind their distinct cylindrical forms remains an enigma.